Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. This year, May 22nd, was Victoria Day in Canada. And October 15th is Vijayadashami. The period from Victoria Day to Vijayadashami is 21 weeks, or 147 days. And we began the Yoga Challenge. 78 seekers have committed to willing $5 a day to charity. That's offering dhan. Walking 5 kilometers a day for nature. That's offering their tan. And writing 5 pages a day for peace. Dhan is offered, tan is offered. Now what's offered? Man. A seeker, Deepa from Cleveland, she shared a reflection with me, particularly about the writing 5 pages a day, which I'm going to read to you. Most of my pages are filled with the Ram Nam Japa that my grandmother handed over to me. She was 96 years old and she passed away peacefully 2 months back. She wrote at least a page of Ram Nam Japa every day. Japa was almost like breathing to her. She was chanting with every breath, and this is the most important point. I am grateful she handed me the task of continuing to write japa. What an awesome sentiment, gift, to build japa into one's day as a responsibility. I'm sharing this with all of you particularly because Meaningful Mornings is our japa. What word do you keep hearing? Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Sometimes in a loving way, sometimes in a tough way, but you keep hearing it, yes? I remember Pujya Swami Tejo Mayananda telling us, back in the day when Pujya Swami Chinmayananda used to have camps in Siddhabari, which is Himachal Pradesh, which is in India, and these camps would be in English. And Pujya Swami Tejo Mayananda was teaching a Vedanta course in Hindi. And Pujya Swami Chinmayananda told all of the campers that they had to attend Pujya Swami Tejo Mayananda's classes on Ramayana. And he sensed from all of the English speakers, we don't speak Hindi. We don't understand what he'll be talking about. Pujya Swami Chinmayananda said, I know you won't understand the majority of what Tejo Maya is teaching, but every once in a while, you will hear a word that you know. What is that word? Ram, Ram, Ram. What else is the point of Ramayana than Ram? What else is the point of Bhagavad Gita than Krishna? It's not about Arjuna, Arjuna, Arjuna. So this is our japa. Whenever we desire contentment, and for us, whenever means always, whenever that desire is directed outside of you. Intellect, mind, breath, body, family, home, profession. You can go in any direction. There will be tiredness physically, frustration mentally, and dejection intellectually. If you're feeling bored, frustrated, dejected, it is because your desire is natural, but you're trying to complete this in an unnatural way. The boredom, the frustration, the dejection was shared in chapter 2 as verses 62 and 63. Yesterday I misspoke and said 61 and 62. I'm correcting myself. It is 62 and 63. Why do we have a desire to be complete outside of ourselves? Because of rajas. Rajas is a quality of aggressiveness. Yesterday I stated it as extroversion in a very feeling-oriented way. Rajas is when you feel restless. We can all relate to that. That restlessness is rajas. This controls us. When we are restless, we can't sit still. We have to eat something. We have to see something. We're controlled by this. And that's why I said such a personality is on fire. Not in a good way, not in an Urban Dictionary way. I mean in a negative way. The word fire in Sanskrit is anala, which means na alam. They don't know when or what is enough. They can't stop. Look how hard it is to control an external fire, like in California or Oregon or Washington. Leave alone the internal fire. And the word that Sri Krishna uses is Maha Ashana. Show me Ashana. Ashana is eating. Maha Ashana, the great eater. We think of a great eater, hot dog eating contest or dosa eating contest. It is desire that eats us alive. And the more desires we have, the more thoughts we have, the more we eat other people alive too. Those who have no quietude of mind, they can't endure anyone. Everyone bothers them. Everyone annoys them. And so Shri Krishna finishes verse 37 in the last quarter. Vidhi enam iha vairina. Prince Arjuna, all of us know this to be our enemy. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Krishna describes this enemy as one who causes anyatha buddhi. Anyatha buddhi, one who knows but can't follow what they know. That doesn't describe any of us, correct? All that we know, we follow completely. In Bhagavatam, Shri Krishna describes this as Ghora. Ghora means terrible. And later on in chapter 6, the definition of Ari, or enemy, is shared technically. An Ari, or enemy, is one who perpetually tortures you. None of us have an external Ari. Even an external enemy will get tired of torturing you. But the mind doesn't get tired. The intellect doesn't get tired. They're running on jet fuel in terms of torturing us. Shri Krishna continues to describe one who knows, yet doesn't know. Why? Why? This is a very visual verse. Verse 38. Dhumena vriyate vannihi yatha darsho malena cha yatholbena vrito garbaha tata tenedamavritam. First quarter, first example. The word yatha is used in the first line and second line. Yatha, there's a comparison being given. Dhumena, that means smoke. Avriyate, covers. Covers what? Vannihi, a fire. All of you are seeing this. There's a fire, but the fire is very smoky, so that smoke is sort of covering that fire. You can see this? Okay. Here are the implications of this comparison. One whose desires are sattvic. Sattvic means selfless. Those desires inhibit them from following what they know, like smoke covers fire. When smoke covers fire, you can still see that fire, correct? And to completely see that fire, what needs to happen? A breeze will naturally blow that smoke away, and you'll see the fire. A sattvic desire is a desire for peace. This desire will naturally be fulfilled. Okay? What about the one who has rajasic desires? A rajasic desire is a selfish desire, not selfless, but selfish. What is the comparison? Adarsha, which means mirror. Malena, which means dust or dirt. Cha, that's the second example. When you're looking at a mirror and it's covered by dust, let's say even dirt, can you see your reflection? You can, but it's very distorted, right? You can only see your cheek or your elbow. You can't see yourself. See how the covering is thicker from the smoke to the dust. A rajasic desire is a desire for position. Those who look in the mirror a lot. They do that out of vanity, pride, ego. And if you want to see your image clearly, what do you have to do? You have to put in effort. That dirt and dust is not going to go away naturally like the smoke will. So far, so good. Okay. The third quarter, third example. This one is more complex. Yatha, again, comparison. Ulbena. Ulbena means a womb. Let's say Vivek's stomach cavity. Avritaha is covered. Covered by what? Garbaha. Garbaha here means a fetus. Again, it's a complex example. You can even just say food in your stomach, okay? Got it? Stomach. The stomach is covered by food. Here, what is being shared is those who have tamasic desires, desires that are self-destructive. I obviously have seen the ultrasounds for our children when they were in Sheila's womb, and you can't see the womb because those fetuses are there. Yes? So in the same way, when I know that I should be independently joyous, but I can't see that because that fetus is there or that food is there, what needs to happen? Not just effort, but time. Not just effort, but time. You can't force that food out of your stomach. You can't force that infant out of a womb. It requires effort and time. So now you analyze your own personality. Are your desires self-destructive? If they are, effort and time. Are they selfish? Just effort. Are they selfless? Really, no time, no effort. There will be a natural letting go of this or these desires. Shri Krishna completes this. Tata, the external comparisons, now the internal one. Tena idam avritam. It is these gunas or qualities, avritam, that cover idam, what you know. The word wisdom is used in your commentary. Trying to summarize. We are controlled by our desires. We're controlled in a strong way, in a medium way, in a light way. What are we supposed to do with this verse? Instead of being controlled by our desires, we should direct our desires. Don't be controlled by them, direct them. That's why I shared with you yesterday the 5 earlies. Instead of your lifestyle controlling you, you direct your lifestyle. We'll go from tamas to rajas to sattva. Regularly, I've been sharing, directing one's lifestyle helps one to become more dharmic. Dharma is how God's plan plays out, where we are each given a responsibility to tend to her or his creation. To tend to her or his creation. What is the sattvic desire? Selflessness. What is selflessness? To serve creation. To follow God's plan. Reflect on that last message that I shared with you a lot. You direct your lifestyle and let your whole life be dharmic. From inspiration to application, a recent application was you reflecting on your own conscience. The more quiet your mind becomes, the more sensitive you will become. The more sensitive you will become, the more you will know what is wrong and what is right. You will come to understand and appreciate that your final Sadguru is your own intellect. Your recent application was to count how many desires you have. I would be so fascinated to see. I don't know if the Zoom chat can contain so many characters. And to describe those desires, you're welcome to share. Why I asked you to do this, the more aware you are of your desires, how many, that is the quantity, and what they're of, that's the quality, the more you will find the completion of chapter 3 to become relevant. But if you have this sentiment, I am desireless like Sri Krishna, then close Zoom, close Bhagavad Gita. Here's your application for this morning. Sri Krishna gives 3 examples of sattvic, rajasic, tamasic desires. I want you to come up with your own example. Come up with your own example to show the differences in these desires. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.